Today we are so excited to partner with Athena Club. If you're like, what's that? Well, you should know because we've already talked about them. Basically, Athena Club sweeps in to save the day, and you can avoid running to multiple stores and online shopping and all these things trying to find good self-care products. They pretty much do all that work for you. You can find safe, high-quality self-care necessities all in one place without leaving the home. I'm talking feel-good, toxin-free essentials like razors, vitamins, probiotics, deodorant, tampons. I could go on and on. And guys, these subscriptions start at just $8 a month. It's super affordable. You can customize your subscription, which is super cool. And now you never have to stress about what you are using on your body. So we're pumped to partner with them to offer you guys 15% off your first order. Just go to athenaclub.com and use promo code ADVICE. That's Athena Club, ATHENACLUB.com with promo code ADVICE for 15% off.
Hey guys, it's Ashley, and if you're anything like me, then you probably spend about 99% of your day looking at screens. I am constantly editing videos and doing social media and watching way too much television at night. All of these things have blue light and they hurt your eyes, you guys. Today's episode is sponsored by Blue Blocks. Blue Blocks is a blue light filter glasses that helps protect your eyes from blue light. If you don't know what blue light damages your eyes and leads to digital eye strain. Symptoms of digital eye strain are blurred vision, headaches, and dry and watery eyes. For some, this could even cause heightened anxiety, depression, and low energy. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want any of that. I want it off my plate. So Blue Blocks is here to help with that. If you want to get energy back and sleep better, then block out all of the blue light that comes to your eyes through electronics with Blue Blocks. They have over 40 hip frames and come in prescription, non-prescription, and readers. So they have a frame for absolutely everybody. And Blue Blocks is also giving back by working in partnership with Restoring Vision, which I just love, you guys. This really warms my heart. Basically, if you do their buy one, gift one campaign, each pair of Blue Blocks glasses that is purchased, they donate a pair of reading glasses to someone in need, which is absolutely incredible. So get free shipping worldwide and 15% off. That's right, guys, 15% off. We're always thinking of you guys by going to blueblocks.com/advice and enter code ADVICE at checkout. Again, that's BlueBlocks, BLUBLOX.com/advice, ADVICE for 15% off, or just use the code ADVICE. You're welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Oh, on one note, I'm very proud of us because we're back to recording on Mondays.
Yeah.
This is originally how it's been. We need to keep it this way. Quarantine's really got into our heads and we're making up our own schedules these days. And it's mostly me. I'm going to just throw that out there, but it's fine. We're back. We're back on Monday. Also, in the spirit of quarantine, and I was texting Taryn and she was like, hey, do you have your story? I was like, almost. I have them saved. I just need to pick which one I want to talk about today. Yep. And then I messaged her back and I'm like, okay, I'm ready whenever you are. And I go to our closet, which if you didn't know, we're recording in a closet, quarantine closet. So I go and I sit here and I'm doing my own thing because I'm answering emails and stuff, and I don't even realize, but it's a half hour goes by. And then,
was it really that long?
And then Taryn walks up and was like, I fell asleep. And if that's not the most quarantine mood I've ever heard, I don't know what is.
I'm going to be honest, I'm a little unwell right now. I'm, when you wake up frantically, it was that feeling, and I was kind of wait, what day is it? You
probably haven't felt that in a while.
Yeah, and then I walked in and she's sitting here, clearly been here, so then I felt bad. But I'm I totally feel sleep hungover,
That's the worst. I'm so sorry.
I am so sorry, or you're welcome for whatever comes today.
Yeah, maybe we'll tap into a brand new side of Taryn we've never heard before.
Oh, also,
what?
Happy May the 4th.
Happy May the 4th.
I wish there was a Star Wars sounding sound effect.
I mean, I could text you really quick.
Text me?
Yeah, because your phone has Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, do it.
Okay. Hold on. May
Happy
the 4th
May the
be
4th.
with you. There we go. I woke up and looked at Taryn and I was like, hey, do you have a May the 4th post yet? And she was like, no,
Oh,
I
it's
gotta
in
work on it."
progress. Don't
Is
you
it?
worry.
Is
Don't
it
you
Taryn?
worry. I mean, in my
It's
mind.
not yet.
Not yet.
Oh my gosh.
Well, hey everybody. I hope you all are doing well. It's weird because we just recorded an episode yesterday.
Yeah, we're trying
We
to.
just want to give a shout out to Mark.
Can we, guys? It's just so weird not having seen him or talked to him in such a long time, like face to face. But he's really been putting up with us because we just completely disregarded any form of scheduling in any way.
Yeah.
We've been giving him our episodes very last minute.
Literally, because he's the one who like edits, puts them together. And usually we record Monday for the following Monday. So he has a full week. Do you want to tell the story, Ash?
I was just
kidding.
emphasizing.
He has a full week to get it together and like whatever. We've literally, I think the past 2 weeks, we sent him the episode for Monday, like Sunday midday.
Yeah. Not even
So
a
he
full
has,
24
like-
hours.
No. And I've been sucking at putting up our YouTube videos. Like we've just been a hot mess. So we just wanted to give a quick shout out to Mark.
To the real MVP out there.
Everyone in your cars, your bathrooms, your houses, just take a second to clap with us. Wait.
Oh my God.
Can I please just find
Just
it?
one more. There we go.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
You're the real MVP.
We don't deserve you.
We love you.
but we appreciate you.
Okay, thanks. Ash, thank you.
I let it happen. I didn't
Last
even go
week
like
she
this.
slapped me and then put her entire calf to block me
Move
from
my
the
leg.
button. So I appreciate you. Anywho, I feel very out of sorts right now. So
Oh.
we'll see how this goes. But
If you don't follow us on our socials, please follow us on our socials. We have Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We have our own personal Instagrams. It's at Taryn Renee and at @Ash_Nicole_XO. We hate the XO, but we're
We
going
love
to
the
move on
XO.
from that. We're going to be doing some live soon and possibly some fun YouTube videos just
Yep.
because why the hell not? We got nothing
yeah.
else better to do.
I know right now, you don't see us on our YouTube videos, but we mentioned last week
Which means we
also
got to do
yesterday,
it.
that we want our YouTube to be a platform for you guys to connect to each other. Maybe even giving like advice you would have given on the episode.
Yes.
We're definitely going to start popping in to answer comments and stuff on there too. But we also, you definitely should subscribe because we're going to start doing just random videos too. Like I think the first one should be coming soon, which will be fun. So that way you guys can just feel more connected with us and get to know us and see us in different ways too. Because we know you guys are all obsessed with us because they're so fun.
On a positive note, apparently, you know how Italy was the first to like go into lockdown?
Yeah.
They officially like started opening up stuff today.
Wow. Congratulations.
I know. I'm
Italy.
very excited for if you're listening and you're in Italy.
Still be careful, but like,
We're
cool.
very excited for you.
Yeah, let us know how that is
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, like, returning to real life is going to be interesting.
On a negative note, apparently
Oh.
Japan extended till May 31st.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I
because
do you
originally
think we're going to expand? I kind of do.
I've had multiple talks. I think mentally I'm preparing for May 31st
Yeah.
or some kind of extension like June,
Yeah.
top of June or something like that, just because I don't want to get excited and it not
Yeah.
happen. Also, I know people in Italy were taking it very seriously, whereas like people here
Or
necessarily
stupid.
aren't.
Yeah.
So I could see it being extended. So mentally, spiritually, emotionally, I'm just really preparing myself
Yeah.
for the full extension just in case so that I'm not blindsided by
I'm a very, like, I adapt pretty well to stuff. So like this is just life now. Like
Yeah.
I'm like I'm not looking forward to being different. Like I've just accepted that this is my life.
this is how it is.
So if quarantine just continues forever, I mean, I'm there.
Yeah.
In a weird way. So
Dude, I don't know if any of you guys follow Britney Spears, but I'm a huge
oh my gosh.
I mean, I've always loved Britney Spears. I was in that generation that grew up with her. But her on social media
is just
as
next level.
of late is like the highlight of my day is when she posts because it brings so much joy to me.
Yep. Ashley
And
like
she-
shows me her videos frequently.
She has been, I mean, I don't know what's happening with her, guys. I love her so much, and I don't mean this in a rude way in any way, but I feel like she's really going through it right now. She's possibly spiraling. Something's going on, and I'm just so intrigued and invested to like find out what it is. But her recent post of her back in her gym, when she's simply just standing there with her super low rolled up Sophie shorts. And
her like low rise is not like
she will never give
she
that
never
up.
let it go.
No,
like from when it was popular
we've
back
been
then
in
to
like
now.
the 90s high rise for a good at least five solid years now.
Can we just the Lord? We
Go
just
us.
high-fived.
Go us.
High waisted is my best friend.
I mean, can we just, it's really unfortunate that we had to go through high school with the low rise.
I know.
With the muffin tops.
It's horrible.
It was just the least flattering thing on 90% of women's bodies.
Yes.
Like it was not cute. So, I cannot thank whoever decided to bring the high rise back.
Yeah, no.
Can't thank them enough.
Thank you so much.
Just in time. Just in the nick of time.
Though. Her low rise. She's standing
so
in
she
her
was
gym.
standing and she was explaining how she hasn't been working out in her gym for the past, it's been like 6 weeks, and she just casually says, I accidentally burned my gym down. She says, I had a couple of candles lit and and I lost it. And I was just like, man, 2020 was the year for everyone. It was such a rough year.
All of us,
including Britney Spears.
We lit a candle and then the world burned down.
And then the world burned down.
No, it's so true. Yeah, she's such a mood always. Definitely big fan.
I've been following her court cases like crazy. There's also a podcast.
Oh yeah, that's right.
God. What is it called?
I don't know, but I remember there's so many conspiracies about Britney and like what's going on and is she okay? Who's in control of her? And so it's really sad if you like just think about it, because obviously like something's going on, but it is very interesting hearing people like go ham for it,
So the podcast is Britney's Gram. This is one of our producers at Studio 71 actually like told me about this, and I was like, oh, I'm going to listen to it right away. They have an episode called #Free Britney, and they go into detail about her life and like what the court cases are consisting of and her like fighting for her freedom of life and stuff. And it was actually the most interesting story. Like I had this vision, an idea of something similar to this, but hearing all the details was kind of terrifying. And I was like, oh my God, poor Britney.
I mean, I feel like you hear so much of that coming out now of these artists who you're like, yeah, they always seem kind of off, or like they disappeared for a while and then all of a sudden they get broken out of these like horrible toxic like contracts, and then they're like, yeah, like this was going on. I didn't even own my music. I didn't own this. I couldn't do this, like all this stuff. And it really is sad because you know that they were just young kids who like got approached with these like opportunities and were like, oh my God, I get to live my dream. I'll sign whatever. You know what I mean?
And they were just, babies. They didn't know. And people didn't talk about this kind of stuff back then. Especially like Taylor Swift's documentary on Netflix.
Oh yeah, that was fascinating.
She was talking about how it's a very common understood thing that the second you become a celebrity, not a quick minute celebrity, like an actual traditional celebrity, you're like supposedly like us. Just kidding. Because it is such a shock and a huge monumental change in your life, you're stunted at that emotional age. Yeah. And can we just take a second to think about how Britney talks?
Yeah. No, it's true. And we've talked about this before.
Like she's still in her early 20s.
With any type of like trauma or a big shift like that, you do get stunted. Usually it's like emotionally and mentally.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like I've dealt a lot with, kids who, they're maybe 5 in age, but they had an emotional trauma at like 2. Mm-hmm. So it's like they're still not potty trained. They still cry hysterically if like
throwing
something happens. And it's like, but you can't address them at 5 years old when we're trying to like get them to catch up.
Yeah.
So it is, it makes sense. Well, and even like Justin Bieber talked about that too, like the whole endorphin levels, like going out on a stage where there's literally thousands and thousands of people cheering for
Nothing
you.
can top that.
And you go to that, to then being like alone, to then this, and the constant, like, you're not getting sleep, you're constantly doing this, like how much that like severely messes with people.
Yeah. And if you're starting at such a young age.
Yeah. But I think people are naive and they're like, oh, all these famous people are like, you know, committing suicide or have drug issues. Like, what do they have to be worried about? And it's like, I don't think we really realize all of the stuff that comes with it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's a completely separate category of worries that come with it that we will just, as like normal people, we'll never experience.
Understand.
We'll never get it, you know?
Yeah.
We have other things to worry about. We have our own category.
Falling asleep and being slightly intoxicated. That's how I feel. I literally am like, where am I? I look like a mess. Remember when I was like, oh, I'm going to get ready and cute today before we record? Lol. Okay. Maybe I should go first to like, just like push through.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So I feel like we talk about this like constantly, but self-care is something that is so freaking important, and it's something that you definitely need to put in your priority list. But sometimes it gets super stressful trying to, you know, go to different websites or running into a bunch of stores, trying to find exactly what you need, or there's like 1,000 brands and you're like, I don't know what to choose. But I know for me, I'm the queen of like running to the grocery store super last minute because I ran out of shaving cream or something like that. So we are so excited to be partnering with Athena Club because y'all, they put an end to that problem. You can find safe, high quality self-care necessities all in one place without leaving home, which is like, that's the game changer for me. Athena Club offers clean and sustainable self-care products all in one place without the markups. So feel good, toxin-free essentials like razors, vitamins, probiotics, deodorant, tampons, and so much more. It's definitely a one-stop shop for better programs with simple ingredients. I personally have been obsessed with the products for shaving. The razor is amazing, and the shaving cream that comes too is like, you know, the kind that like keeps your legs like super soft. You know what I'm talking about? And what I also love about Athena Club is the option for subscription customization. So you can include as much or as little as you need, and subscriptions start at just $8 a month. I'm going to repeat because I know you're like, oh my God, I heard you wrong. $8 a month, because, you know, they believe you should never have to stress about what's going on in or around your body. And we are all about that. So if you guys would like to get on this, you can sign up today and you'll get 15% off your first order. Just go to athenaclub.com and use promo code ADVICE. That's Athena Club, ATHENACLUB.com with promo code ADVICE for 15% off today. You're welcome.
Hey guys, it's Ashley, and today's episode is sponsored by Blue Blocks. If you don't know what blue light is, you need to educate yourselves, you guys. Blue light is dangerous. We spend way too much of our time every single day looking at screens, whether it's computer screens, phone screens, iPad screens, television screens. There's screens everywhere, and they all emit blue light. If you spend too much time exposing your eyes to blue light, a lot of bad things can happen, but just off the top of my head, it can lead to digital eye strain. It can lead to blurred vision, headaches, dry eyes, and in some cases it even heightens anxiety, depression, and low energy. And I don't know about you guys, but I want none of that. The best solution you can do is protect your eyes from blue light by using Blue Blocks. Blue Blocks was created to fix this problem and block out all the blue light with high quality lenses. You guys, unlike other types of blue light glasses, Blue Blocks are evidence-backed and made under optics laboratory conditions in Australia. The founders were unhappy with the quality and lack of science behind the leading blue light glasses, and basically just decided to up and make their own that beat out every single other brand out there. Blue Blocks was created to change this with high quality lenses for daytime, nighttime, and for color therapy, exactly in line with the suggested peer-reviewed academic literature. Guys, these people are legit. Your eyes will thank you. And on top of it, they have over 40 hip frames that come in prescription, non-prescription, and readers. So there's frames for everyone. I personally don't use glasses. I don't need them, but I don't get headaches anymore when I edit, and it blows my mind. I personally have the Maverick glasses. They're my favorite. They're clear and they're non-prescription. But I just feel a huge difference when I use them, especially after a long work day. And the best part about Blue Blocks is they are giving back, which is absolutely incredible. They work with Restoring Vision in their buy one, gift one campaign. So basically, if you guys want to buy one of their glasses, they will gift a pair to someone in need, which is absolutely beautiful. So get your energy back, sleep better, and block out the unhealthy effects of blue light with Blue Blocks. Get free shipping worldwide and 15% off. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 15% off by going to blueblocks.com/advice or enter code advice at checkout. Again, that's BlueBlocks, BLUBLOX.com/advice, ADVICE for 15% off, or just use the code advice and your eyes will thank you.
So this story or this email is titled, hello. I'm only responsible for what I say, not for what you understand.
Ooh.
I was like dying. Hammer drop. Drop the hammer.
Boom.
Mic drop?
Mic drop.
This is from Anonymous. Hi, ladies. I hope you are getting along in quarantine. We have been getting along.
We've been doing great.
We actually had a moment the other day. Ash was barbecuing.
Wait, can we take a second?
What?
Guys, I'm becoming a barbecue queen.
She's becoming a stay-at-home dad.
Is what's happening.
Is what's happening.
I have been, just because, especially now that California is officially like entered into like the hot season, we've been spending as much possible time as we can out in the sun because it just feels so good and it feels less like quarantine. And so because of that, I've been like, hey, let's grill everything. If we're having tacos, I'm like, let's grill it. If we're having burgers, I'm like, grill.
Nights have been prime.
Yeah.
Like there's a tiny chill in the air, but not really.
It's genuinely between
beautiful.
like 6 and 7:30. It's
Is that
like
coffee?
Yeah.
Can I have a sip?
It's cold, but yeah.
Is it like your coffee?
It's
like
my
strong?
coffee, yeah.
Oh my God. So strong. Okay.
But basically, whenever I do decide to barbecue, I'll plan it like right in between that Taryn's face from my coffee. I
felt it.
I wish we could take a picture of our like morning coffee. No, hold
Don't
on.
take a
There's
photo
a couple
of me.
stories I need to get to. Her coffee, she'll come downstairs, she'll make an iced oat latte with like vanilla.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful and
It is.
frothy and
It's
milky
what?
and creamy. And then I'll go down there and I'll grab like the strongest Nespresso pod.
Because you're a dad.
I'm a dad.
You drink your
I'm
coffee
100%
black.
a dad.
You like to grill in your Crocs.
The Crocs are a new addition. That's just like the cherry on top.
She walks in the other day and is like, guys, I got a new pooper scooper. And I'll find her frequently in the backyard, just like scooping.
Someone has to do it, Taryn.
I know you're a dad.
Someone has to do
Thank
it.
you.
So anyways, yeah, that's our coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
Tangent.
digress from the coffee story to bring you back to us barbecuing outside. We've been barbecuing at like twilight and it's been beautiful.
Gorgeous.
It's been like, we'll have like the lights, the patio lights on, and the sun will be setting and it's like blue and pink skies and the birds are chirping because for whatever reason, we live in
Birds
a very
have been
bird
out a
chirpy
lot,
neighborhood. And we've just been vibing with the barbecue, and that's all I wanted to say about that. Continue into your story. We really went on a tangent there.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what?
I don't
What?
know.
How did we?
You said barbecue.
So, we were sitting out. You were barbecuing. I put music on my phone and I was just like sitting out, keeping you company.
Uh-huh.
And you were like saying basically that you were like, it's so weird that, you know, first we were like, ooh, is moving in together a great idea? Like, do we want to risk
I remember
our
this conversation
friendship?
now.
And then it was like, oh God, we're going to be quarantined together. Like, I'm going to get sick of you.
And working together.
And then you were like, I legit am like loving that we're just having this moment together and spending time. And I was like, no, seriously, there's days where I'll isolate. And then I'm like, where's everyone? I miss them. And it's so cool. Like, it really... So you said, I hope you're getting along. And I just want to say, we are actually thriving.
You're right. I had a moment where I was like, it was just me and Taryn sitting outside while we were cooking. And,
don't say we, it was you.
Yeah. Well,
I'm fine.
I was trying to include you.
I don't need the credit. It was all you.
I was cooking and we were sitting out there and I was like, oh, I love this. Just the two of us out here right now. And then I said that and I was like, wow. we're doing really
Yeah,
good considering, I feel like a lot of people were like, oh, a lot of people are going to get divorced or a lot of babies are going to be made.
But there have been a lot of breakups, dude.
Yes.
Have you noticed?
I just want to say,
This is great for us.
I just want to say, I feel like I'm talking to multiple people
Yes.
that have broken up with their, significant other, or like a lot of dramas going down. And it's like, wow, go us for really hanging in there. But to our defense, like I think we set up like a prime schedule.
Yeah.
And that's what got us through it.
It's great for us because that means there's going to be more men
Oh, hey.
available.
Hey.
And I'm great. I'm thriving.
Hey, fellas.
We're here.
See you after all this is done.
Please heal correctly so we don't have to deal with your baggage.
Side note.
Anyway, so yeah, we're thriving. Thanks for asking. Who is that? Is that Chloe?
Chloe's standing at the door.
Chloe, you want it out, girl.
Our dogs, guys, they have to be included during our recording.
Next level. Okay. I'm so sorry for sniffing in the mic. Okay. I have spent my quarantine listening to your podcast, watching YouTube, and binge watching Grey's Anatomy. Lol.
I've never watched Grey's.
Really?
I watched it. I mean, I've watched episodes, but I never got into it.
See, I got invested, and everybody who's watched it will know what I'm talking about, but I won't say it for people who haven't watched it.
Mm-hmm.
There was, those shows that were super popular and then something happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, literally when it happened, I was like, I'm no longer interested.
I don't care anymore. Yeah.
If this particular thing is not here, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me with Grey's Anatomy. But anyways, okay.
I feel like so many shows like that.
Yeah.
Specifically like CW shows.
Why?
There's always a like transition period where something dramatic happens and then you just don't care anymore.
Yeah, I'm done. Anyways, but there's also something else I've been dealing with in quarantine. I know in your most recent podcast, you talked about how you would like some uplifting stories, but I feel many other people are going through this and it needs to be addressed, which, girl,
love that.
Fully agree. My friend of 3 years became my boyfriend. Cute.
Oh, I love that.
Like, I love that, but like, I don't see that happening for me.
Well, you have to have a best friend, guy friend first.
I don't really have best guy friends anymore.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's weird.
Same.
I used to have literally only guy friends.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. Everyone gets older. They start getting married and then
Well, I think it was, when I got my relationship, I kind of stopped.
Oh, you did it.
And then that made me realize, like, I don't want to keep investing in guys if, like, you're not the ones that I'm going to, like, go over and spend the night at your house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
Yeah. Okay. We've only been dating for 3 months, but it feels like we've spent our whole life together. We both are living at our own homes during this situation. I've been blessed with an amazing, loving, supportive family. He, on the other hand, has not. He's been diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder. He has struggled with mental illness his whole life, and his family never understands what he's going through and can never help him. These past few months have been really hard. All of his issues have one same trigger, his family. Dude, I've read a few posts and I've been thinking about this a lot lately, but all of the people who their family is toxic, or, like even people who deal with abuse from family and they don't have that escape anymore, that's really been like heavy on my heart lately.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot imagine just being stuck in that.
Yeah. For a long time.
It's been what? We're past 50 days now, right?
Yeah, we're at 52, I think.
It just breaks my heart. His parents expect so much of him, especially since he's the oldest. His parents get mad at him for the smallest things. His family never listens when he talks, and he doesn't feel loved. He doesn't want to see a therapist, and he doesn't want to talk to anyone except for me about his problems. This puts me in a very stressful position. I'm not a therapist, and I can only do so much. Sometimes I tell him that, but that only makes him feel worse because then he thinks he's too much to handle and that I should, quote unquote, break up with him. I'm debating emailing a counselor at our school that he has seen before. When I brought up the idea to him, he didn't like it. My sister, who has some experience with stuff like this, has been helping me. But again, there's only so much we can do. I love and care for him so much, and I just want to see him happy. I'm reaching out to you to see if you have any advice on how I can help him, or really just to have people to listen to me. I love what you ladies are doing, and I look up to you. Love, Anonymous.
Oh,
That's heavy.
that breaks my heart.
I know, it's so heavy. So this one kind of like grabbed me when I read it, just because I've had experiences both in friendships and in a relationship where I was the like confidant, like I was the person that they came to, that, you know, it was made very clear, like, I don't want to talk to anybody else about it. And I've shared before about like a friendship where that it really like dragged me down too. And obviously, like, I'm not going to share any details because I still respect my ex a lot, but he had a specific thing he was going through. And I think because like I tend to step in and like want to help people, I tend to become the fix, right? Like, oh, like, let me help you through this, whatever.
Their problem becomes your problem.
Yes. But in this specific instance, like I became almost like a therapist, an accountability partner, a everything. So in that whole process, what ended up happening is I became so involved, and then it becomes this really weird dynamic where because you are the person that's supposed to be helping, you feel like your feelings aren't valid, right? Because you just need to be there for them and be there at a moment's notice, and everything they're sharing, even if it's hurting your feelings, you can't really express your own things because you're trying to be there for them.
Right.
And it becomes heavy. Like it becomes really just all consuming. And so I think that's one of the reasons like my heart broke for you, is because I've felt that before, where you don't know your role anymore and you don't know how to act normal, and you're kind of tiptoeing, and then you start to have some really valid needs that come up because being with someone who does have, is dealing with mental issues and depression and anxiety, like it's heavy for the other person too. So instead of like it being this equal thing where you're both getting needs met, it becomes you needing to ignore yours to deal with his, which is going to start putting you in a spiraling low. Yeah. That is very hard to get out of. Yeah. So I just wanted to acknowledge, like, first of all, that is a very, very hard situation to be in.
Yeah, that's heavy.
And I think a lot of times when you share stuff like that, people are like, okay, well, obviously he's dealing with a lot. Like, can't you just be there for them? But I think it's really important to validate too. Like, it's heavy for like all people involved.
Yeah. I think with stuff like this, especially if you are choosing to take that burden on to yourself as well, and really like carry that for your person that you're trying to help, it's important for you to have someone that you have on your side as a confidant as well.
Oh, I totally agree.
The same way that you like stepped up and helped your person who is struggling with this by putting on that burden, now you're struggling with it too, and you need someone just as much as your person needs someone. So I think it's important that you don't have to tell the whole world. You don't even have to tell someone that like you could find a therapist that you could talk to. But ideally, I think in these situations, it's best to have a friend who knows you, knows them, loves you both, but that you can talk to and that can encourage you and strengthen you, but just you.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, no, I think that's so important. And actually, you just like triggered something in my mind. I've actually heard of, and I don't think this is something that like is super common, but I had a friend who was with someone who had a lot of issues and like refused to go to counseling. Mm-hmm. So she started going to counseling, and the therapist basically like was helping her help him. Yeah. But with making sure she was okay too. Yeah. So, I mean, that's also an option. If he's afraid of counseling, you can say like, hey, like, I'm going to start going too. Like, you know, and maybe that'll help him to feel more comfortable.
Also, I know it's not ideal, but I've heard of people going to counselors together. I mean,
yeah.
obviously married couples, but I've even known friends that went as encouragement.
Even just for the first one to be
Yeah.
like, hey, like, I'll go with you. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
My mom did it once for one of her friends
Yeah, I think
who
that's
was
cool.
just needed a little support, you
Yeah.
know, and she just went and sat there and talked a little bit, but not really. It was for her friend, you know, and I think there's comfort in that, and that's
No,
totally
I
fine.
think that's great. Yeah. But I do think like he needs to get help. And
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a distinction between like, I can't help you in the way that you need. Like, I can be here for you. I can support you. And I think if you approach it in a way of like, cause he then goes to like, oh, I'm too much, break up with me, where it's like, okay, right up front, I'm not trying to break up with you. Like, I, in fact, like love you so much that like, I need you to get help because I care about you that much, you know? And I think if you really talk to him about that of like, I want to be here to support you, but I need to make sure like I'm healthy too. And right now I'm feeling like I can't give you what you need. And that's in turn making it really hard for me because I feel like I'm failing you.
Yeah.
So like, let's figure this out together. Like, I'm here for you. I can support you in any way through this process. But at the end of the day, I mean, me and Ashley all the time, like there's only so much people can do who don't specialize in that besides like love and support, you know?
Yeah, people are only capable of so much. And if it helps for like a visual, like it's kind of like we're all like, picture us as all like a glass of water. His glass is like overflowing. He can't handle it anymore. He needs help. So you come in and you come in next to him and you start like taking out some of that water and putting it in your own glass. But the problem is eventually you're going to overflow too.
Yeah.
And it's not healthy for either of you. It's kind of like the whole airplane when the mask drops. You have to put it on yourself.
Oh my gosh, I love that
before
analogy.
you put it on to the person next to you. So I love the fact that you love him enough to go over there and start shoveling water into your bucket. That's like, I think that's true love. I think that's loyal. And I think that's beautiful. But that's not going to last forever. There's a small window of time where you're capable of doing that until you need someone too. So I think the ideal situation is for him to find a professional that can help him with the heavy stuff. And then you can be there as emotional support. And in that category, you are capable of doing that and only that, you know?
And I'm wondering, because I mean, obviously this is me just like reading between the lines, but he might feel like his issues are not important or big enough because it sounds like his family is very dismissive of him. Like get it together. You're the oldest, like doesn't acknowledge him.
Also, I think a lot of times the family gets kind of desensitized to the situation.
Well, I mean, I feel like but he has a
like diagnosis,
diagnosis,
it,
so you would
know?
Think like there'd be some empathy there, but who knows? People are the worst sometimes. But yeah, if he feels like he's not really validated, he might have that fear of going to counseling. Well, I'm just going to go in there and tell me I'm fine. So yeah, I would really work with him on the beauty of counseling and how great it is and how many things are out there where, there's literally texting places, calling places, whatever. Also, if his family is his trigger and he's completely immersed in it, I feel like for me, that would help me to be like, okay, it's really bad right now, but that's understandable. Like he's surrounded by it. Yeah. So I would just, continue to like love him, but hopefully this whole stupid craziness is going to stop semi soon. And then, but that doesn't dismiss that there still is an issue there. So like hold on and know that like it's bad right now, but understandably, but also I think really work with him on, and tell him, be like, hey, you love me, right? Okay, so say for instance, I broke my leg and every time I take a step, I'm like cringing and I'm in so much pain, but I'm like, hey, let's go for a walk. Let's go for a jog. You would tell me like, hey, you need to go get help. Like I can't watch you in pain and I can't fix your leg because I don't know how.
And I can't run with you when you clearly can't run.
Yeah. So it's like you would love me and you would see me in pain and know that you can't fix me the way a professional would. So that's what I'm feeling. And And yeah, it's like, okay, a broken leg, but it's like, no, mental disorders are just as serious.
Yeah, that's what's so complicated about it.
I think you need to just try to like help him to see the other way around, you know?
No, that was great.
But I'm so glad you wrote in, Anonymous, and I hope this has helped. And definitely make sure you're taking care of yourself too, especially since you do have the space of quarantine. You know, have extra spa days.
I mean,
do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do.
Continue talking to your sister, and
Talk
just
to as
getting
many
things
people
out.
as you can.
Yeah.
I think that's the saving grace right there. That's what's going to help. But thank you for being vulnerable
Yeah,
with
no,
us.
for
We really
sure.
appreciate it. And I think in a lot of ways, that's very relatable to a lot of people that are stuck in quarantine with people that they don't necessarily would prefer to be stuck in quarantine with, you know?
Put your mask on first.
Put your mask on first. Take care of yourself first and then help others. Wow, I love that. That was great.
Yeah.
Should we do a tearing it up?
Sure. Do you want me to do my turn it up?
Yes.
Okay. She said, yes.
You have such a soothing voice.
Really? I feel like I sound half asleep. No?
Nah.
Okay. I feel like this tearing it up is very relatable. It actually isn't titled tearing it up, but I think it was meant to be a tearing it up.
I'm sure it was. And if any of you guys aren't aware, Taryn and I created a segment called Tearing It Up, named after Taryn, of course.
Hello.
She has a lot of hilarious stories where she's done a lot of embarrassing, awkward things. And it became this kind of running joke that people would send in a story that was sounding something like Taryn would do.
Yep.
And so we've titled it Tearing It Up, and you guys submit embarrassing, awkward, funny stories.
Yeah.
And it's been great as kind of like an icebreaker or like a little pick me up in between more heavier topics, you know? So
yeah, no, love it.
let's get into it.
All right. Hi, Ashley and Taryn.
Hey.
I have been listening to your podcast for a while now, and I love it. It cheers me up and cures my boredom. So the story I wanted to tell you guys cracks me up every time I retell it. So with everything that is going on in the world right now, my school has moved to distance learning. For all of our classes, our teachers set up a Google Meet for all the students. We are supposed to join at the time allotted for the meeting and turn off our cameras. We are also only supposed to turn on our microphones if we have a question, which I was like, that's cool that they can like just silence out. Cause I know a lot of ones I've heard, they like have to have their camera on so the teacher can see them.
Yeah, I feel like I can see both ways, because if I could see my friends, you know, like looking stupid or making funny faces, that would be a huge distraction for me.
Yeah, but if I knew I could turn my camera off and my mic, I would
just walk
out.
away. Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm gone.
Pros and cons. I guess it depends on the class. If you have a more like serious students or
totally
students.
So I casually joined my science class Google Meet for that day, and the teacher starts to give instructions. Everything is going fine, and I think it is just another normal call. The teacher tells us that we can leave the call if we want to, and usually at this time, I would leave the call and continue my work. But today, of all days, I decided to stay for an extra 5 minutes. I start doing my work with the call still going on in the background. People are asking questions and everything seems normal. Then I see that my friend has his mic on. Usually he doesn't like to talk on these calls, so I'm a little confused. He's mumbling and no one can really understand what he's saying. And the things that you can understand don't make sense at all. I start to comprehend what's going on, and I think he's talking to his friends and playing a video game. At this point, everyone is telling him that his mic is on, and I am literally crying tears of laughter. This science teacher is very strict, and nobody really likes her. I'm still texting him at this point, and I don't think he's going to check his phone anytime soon. His mic is still on, and he says... Guys, the science teacher is being so annoying today. I kind of effing hate her. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
Oh my God, that'd be my worst fear.
So horrible.
The teacher just like erupts with anger.
Yeah. First of all, it's not nice, sir, but yes. The 7th grade science teacher that nobody likes starts yelling.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This is when he finally realizes what's happening. He tries to apologize, but the teacher is raging. This is unacceptable behavior. I do not appreciate the things you are saying about me, she says. And I cannot stop laughing. The teacher says she's going to give him detention when we go back to school. I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, I will never stop making fun of him for this. Thank you guys so much, and keep doing what you do. Thanks, Anonymous.
A part of me is so bummed for students that are having to go through this. But the other part is like, how fun to like have to experience this. And, you know, this is something you're going to tell your kids, your grandkids. Yeah. You're going to be talking about this semester of school for your entire life. Yeah. So, I mean, I can't imagine the stories that must have happened of like, you know, maybe even teachers accidentally leaving their mics on or, you know, just like, I'm sure it's happened.
Even on Ellen's Instagram, Tiffany, I don't know how to, is it Haddish?
Yes.
She was saying that she did her first like Zoom meeting and she thought she had it where it's like the one camera up and then there's like everyone's little at the bottom. Yeah. She thought that meant that was the only thing you could see was the one. Yeah. So she took her computer or her phone, whatever, into the bathroom and started going to the bathroom. And then everyone was like, no, Tiffany, like we can see you. And she's like, what? You guys can see me?
I was just on a couple weeks ago. I had a meeting that was a video chat and it's whoever talks is who you see. Yeah. So I kept having to remind myself, even though I wasn't talking, that they could see me. Yeah. You know, because I didn't see me.
It's crazy.
So, but I'm like, no, they can.
So good.
They can still see me, especially if I move at all. So,
good
for all of you guys doing meetings, Zoom call meetings.
Check your mute. Stuff. Check your camera before
keep
you
your
start
clothes
playing
on,
Fortnite.
keep your pants on, don't go pee in public.
Yeah.
It's still not okay.
Still not okay.
Hey guys, so as you know, we are currently going through a time where it's so important to make sure we're checking in with our mental health. And if you guys have anything that is interfering with your happiness, it is so important to address it. And that's why we're so pumped to be partnering yet again with BetterHelp. BetterHelp is just this awesome way to get connected with licensed professional counselors who specialize in so many different areas, whether you're struggling with depression, stress, anxiety, sleeping, trauma, you name it. They have people who specialize in those areas and can get you help right away. Anything you share is confidential and they're super professional. Also, it's definitely more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and they have financial aid if you need it. So if you guys want to start living happier lives today, we will also partner with you and get you 10% off your first month by visiting betterhelp.com/unsolicited. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/unsolicited, UNSOLICITED, and join over 800,000 people who are taking charge of their mental health today.
So we all know the frustrations. Bottles on bottles of half empty, half used shampoos and conditioners piling up in your bathroom. I have some under my sink. I have 4 in my shower. It's getting bad, you guys. Each one promised to be something really great for my hair. It promised to fix my split ends or save my colored hair or strengthen my bleach hair. But they all lied. They all lied in the end. And I deserve better. I know you deserve better. So here comes Function of Beauty to save the day. Function of Beauty is the internet's top rated, that's right guys, top rated customized hair care brand with over 30,000 5-star customer reviews and counting. Curly hair or straight hair, natural or processed, Function of Beauty individually formulates every bottle based on your unique type of hair, styling preferences, and hair goals. The products are 100% personalized to the point that it even has your name on the bottle. So like my sister can't come in and steal my shampoo from me because it clearly says Ashley.
Function of Beauty has an online website where you hop on and take a quiz. It has 4 questions, and it basically asks you everything you're looking for your hair. If you have like a split end problem, if you have bleached hair, processed hair, if you have curly hair, straight hair, it asks you all these questions, and then it wants to know what your hair goals are, and it completely customizes a specific formula just for your hair needs, which is unheard of, you guys. I'm so happy with mine. I got a melon scented one. That's right. You can even customize the scent. And I got it a very strong melon scented one. I'm very excited for it. I even got to pick the color, and I went with like a minty green, and it adds all the vibes to my shower. Plus, Function of Beauty is vegan and cruelty-free. They never use sulfates, parabens, phthalates, phthalates, I think. I tried my best. Mineral oils or any other harmful ingredients, guys. This is completely everything that your hair needs. To get started right now, go to functionofbeauty.com/advice to take your 4-part hair profile quiz and save 20% on your first order. Don't spend another minute in hair misery. Go to functionofbeauty.com/advice. That's functionofbeauty.com/advice, ADVICE, to let them know that we sent you. Again, guys, that's functionofbeauty.com/advice.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get into my story.
I'm
This
very
one
excited
is
to
just
down.
relax. Poor
My part is
Taryn,
done.
guys. She's really,
Dude, I don't know what's wrong. I'm not usually like this.
you're
but
really going through it right now.
certain naps, I must have woke up on the wrong REM cycle. you know?
Yeah, I mean, it happens. We've all been there. Okay, this one is titled, I Never Thought I'd Be the Other Woman.
Oh no.
Dun, dun, dun. This one's short, but yeah, we'll just get right into it.
Cool.
Hi, Ashley and Taryn.
Hi.
Today I'm writing to you out of total heartbreak and needing to get this out. Even if you don't read it, I don't have anybody to talk to, so this will be a nice release. I have been in Alaska on a seafood processing vessel for the last 4 months.
Wow.
About 2 weeks in, an older man had started flirting with me, and he was really, really attractive. He was the first person to actually treat me well and seemed genuinely interested in getting to know me. We ended up getting together, and almost right away, he made it clear to me that he's not playing around and would like to be in a relationship.
Wow.
That
What's that like? Just upfront intentions. What's that like?
That's, yeah.
Usually it's like, oh my God, I think he likes me. And then just gone.
Silence.
Gone.
That he doesn't want to just be FWB or have me leave him after the work season is over. What is FWB?
Honestly, I don't know, but I'm assuming maybe like an
Sleeping together?
F-boy or like.
Yeah. Some kind of.
It's probably something naughty.
We're officially getting old. Someone educate us. What does that
No,
mean?
don't educate us. I don't want to know.
Well, we have been together ever since then. January 8th was the official date, and I came home on April 10th due to health things. Something I would also like to email about, but I'll leave that for another day. Literally just 10 minutes ago, a woman calls me and asks how I know him and if we're together.
10 minutes. Wait, what? 10 minutes
She
ago?
wrote this 10 minutes before writing this. A woman called her.
Oh my gosh. So she like instantly wrote to us.
Yeah, which
Oh my gosh. Girl, we got
love you too. Oh
Get
my
into the
gosh.
story, Ash.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that again. Today, literally just 10 minutes ago, a woman called me asking how I know him and if we're together. I admitted to everything and told her that he had promised me that he wasn't with anyone, but I knew he had had 2 kids and their mom was in their lives. He told me he'd never been married and wasn't interested unless he knew for sure. I've been trying to call him, but in remote Alaska, there's almost no cell reception. However, he gets to call me almost every day. I'm feeling absolutely heartbroken, and the worst part is I feel like I'm not allowed to feel this way since technically I'm the other woman.
Ooh, girl, we're going to go in.
I genuinely feel so crushed as I fell so in love with him. He was the first person to ever make me feel truly beautiful and important, and now I just feel lost. Any words of advice would be greatly appreciated. Always, Alicia.
That's so sad.
That breaks my heart. So to recap, they had been dating for a few months. She came back top of April because of health things, but he's still there. Yeah. And that's when she finds out that he has a relationship with someone.
And she can't call him, but he can
She
only
can't
call
call
her,
him,
which
yeah.
makes sense.
That is true. My brother works out
yeah.
in Alaska too, and I mean, he has to call me 90% of the time
Yeah,
because he's
yeah.
working and he can't get any cell reception.
Ugh.
But baby girl, that is heavy. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
That means the world to us that you wrote right away.
I know. We're here.
I feel like really.
I'm glad we saw her email. Or you saw her email.
I feel like I've really begun to understand. I've heard you guys talk a lot in your emails about how writing it out has helped you. A lot of you guys will say, like, even if you don't read this, writing it out helped me process this a lot. And I feel like I'm starting to understand like how true that is. I've started journaling too, finally.
I'm proud of you.
I've been journaling my whole life, but never consistently and never well. But I'm starting to really understand what you mean by that. I think it is therapeutic, and I'm so happy that you were able to write to us. I do want to make something very, very clear though. He lied to you and you didn't know. So you really did nothing wrong here.
Yeah.
I know technically the title is The Other Woman. But that doesn't mean that you did something horribly wrong. It means that someone lied to you and you had no say in the matter, obviously. I don't know you well, but judging off the email, probably wouldn't have gotten in a relationship with him had you known. So that doesn't make you an evil other woman. That makes you just out of the loop. You didn't know. So it's not your fault. I understand that you might feel like it, especially if the woman called and if she was upset and angry. But in my eyes, you did nothing wrong. You did what was appropriate. What you thought was appropriate.
Well, even like women that get in these situations that do have previous knowledge, like it's such a hard thing because when you are only thinking about that guy, right? Like you're single and you fall for a guy. Usually those type of guys like know how to make you feel like you're everything. Mm-hmm. And there's this weird complex of like, oh, he's like choosing me. You know, even though he had someone or has someone, it's a really messed up like mental dynamic. Yeah. And I really feel for her. And I've shared before that I've been in this situation before. But it is like you feel so like dirty and just dropped after everything while this guy continues to go on in his own life. And then you feel like you don't have the right to be upset or to express any type of anger because you're like, well, I'm just the other woman. Yeah. But it's so messed up because you don't get closure. Like you don't get, you know, you were in a sense like cheated on too because you thought you were in a relationship
emotionally.
So I just wanted, like Ash said, like I want to first of all say you have every right to be upset. You were betrayed. You were lied to. You were heartbroken. And it doesn't matter that you fall into that category of the other woman. You still are a human being who has a right to all of your emotions and you got your heart broken. And I think you need to not like diminish that because you're going to prolong your healing so much more. But I think you need to be okay and say like, no, this freaking sucks. Like, I got my heart broken. I got betrayed and I have every right to feel all of these things. And I think you should make sure that you provide your space, whether that's writing a letter to him and never sending it, writing a letter and sending it, getting through somehow to that freaking boat and like going off on him, whatever you need to do to get your closure. Make sure you give yourself permission for that. But God, it just sucks.
It's not fair.
It is the absolute worst feeling to you just feel thrown away. Yeah. Like I can't describe it. And nobody has empathy or pity for the other woman. They're always like, oh, this home wrecker or whatever. But a lot of times it's just an innocent girl who's like, I just liked him. Like, I just got into this situation. But in the end, it's like, oh, it's done. Yeah. everyone's mad at you, and then go figure it yourself, because heaven forbid, like, I can never talk to you again. You know what I mean?
And he sounds like a charming piece of you know. He I mean, I don't know him at all, and this is just me like coloring in the blanks, but he was going to be on a 4-month-long fishing trip and saw a pretty girl. Like, he very intentionally knew what he was doing in my head, and like pursued you very hard, made it very clear that he wanted something real. Like, he knew exactly what to say to make you feel comfortable and safe with him. So in my head, like, that's very malicious and manipulative, and I would say he's actually a lot scarier than just some guy looking to cheat around with, if that's how you felt. Because usually, you know, girls hooking up with a guy, like, there's hookups where you're like, oh, that's not, you know, relationship material, but we're just hooking up. And then there's like where you think you are head over heels in love with someone. And that's scary, because he made you feel those real feelings. So he sounds terrifying, and I'm glad you're not with him. And I would, if you could, like Taryn said, let him have it in some kind of way. A letter, a phone call. I mean, you worked there. Maybe you could contact someone and have them drop off a letter for you, or get him on the phone and you can just like scream at him. Whatever you got to do, girl, you got to get those emotions dealt with. So,
yeah. And I think one of the things I want to just like make you aware of, it's, you know, people who've been cheated on, they have like trust issues that they have to deal with, right? And it makes sense. You're like, oh, of course I'm going to have trouble trusting someone. When you are the other woman, I hate freaking saying that, the other man, the other person, whoever. One thing I think you don't anticipate is the trust issues that come with that, because now you've seen how easy it is for someone to have another life but make you feel like you have everything. And when you start to piece together like, oh my gosh, so that means he was calling her, then coming to me, and then this, and then you start to see how easy it is for people to just be sketchy, and it creates a huge trust void. So that's one thing I feel like I found the hard way after my situation was I was like, why do I not trust anyone anymore? And then I realized it's because I've seen how easy someone can just manipulate a situation, you know? And so especially when you didn't even know there was another person. You know what I mean? It's different when you go into a situation. It's like you ask for it to a certain extent.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. Like, I feel like if he's capable of this, it's almost like I'm glad you're separated. I'm glad all of this went down the way that it did, and timing wise, I'm glad that you weren't anywhere near him, because he sounds terrifying.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine in this, and you are gonna find someone who's just leagues above this dirtbag. But I do want to say, like, I think you need to, that's why I'm saying you need to acknowledge that this was hard and give yourself space to heal and be ready for those areas to come up that you're like, well, I wasn't cheated on, but kind of you were. So it's, you know what I mean? So let yourself heal in all those areas.
I think there's also like, there's so much we can learn from this. And you don't want to go overboard and start second guessing every date you go on, but also you can, this is a tool that you can now use when you do go out on dates with guys and you meet up with them maybe for the first time, to just be like, hey, are there any red flags? I've seen them before. I know what they look like. And I'm not saying overthink it to the nth degree, but just be aware of those things so that when you see them, you can recognize them and walk away, you know?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I think she mentioned like she has no one to talk to. That's another thing I would really work on, whether it's reaching out to someone professionally to talk to, or just really trying to, get involved in groups, get involved in church if you're into that, like whatever it is. But I would really try to start forming connections with people, because life hands you so many cards, and you want people there to experience good, but you also need people there to lean on in situations like this. Obviously we love you and we're here for you, but you need people that are in your life. Like, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have Ash to go to when I'm having a hard day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you really need to put that at the top of your priority list. Like start to find and cultivate genuine relationships with people you trust.
Yeah. I think that's the first step. I think people get really scared automatically thinking that it has to be some kind of like group or it has to be some kind of like group therapy situation, but it doesn't. It could just be hanging out with people. Any kind of group. It could be a socializing group. Anywhere where you can start creating connections with people. That's the first step.
Yeah.
So yeah, babe, I'm so sorry that you went through that, but I thank you so much for being vulnerable and sending this in. I know you are not the only person who has gone through this situation. And I know a lot of them are listening right now and really appreciated you opening up and sharing your story.
So we have an episode, I think it was called The Accidental Other Woman.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to that one, I would go back too, because it might be refreshing just to hear someone else's story of like, oh my gosh, like, you know,
Surprise.
She went through this too. And I'm sure we probably said some of the same advice, but maybe there's some other little nuggets.
Maybe there's some gems in there that we
were younger and, you know, more awake, some of us. Yeah, thank you guys so much for writing in. And I love what that first one said. Like, yeah, we love the funny things. And I think it's good that we have a balance because we want you guys to escape with us when you listen. But also, we know a lot of you are dealing with stuff and our hearts are definitely out there for anyone going through stuff. Make sure you guys are putting your masks on first. And taking care of yourselves and then in return, taking care of others.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Love you all. Oh, I have a dad joke.
Oh, yes, please.
Why did the picture go to jail?
Because he was framed.
Dang it.
Okay. Ooh, I got it.
What do you call a hippie's wife?
I want to say hippo, but that makes
Hippo?
no sense. It's just the first thing that came to my head.
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Did it?
Yeah. That's a good one.
Do you want one more?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
What do you call a bear without any teeth?
Very soft.
Very soft.
I don't know. It's the first thing that came to my head.
Very soft.
Just give me the right one,
I'll
Taryn.
give you a hint. It's your favorite airplane snack.
Beef jerky.
What?
Gummy bears. I don't know why. I just like immediately the first thing I was like, whatever the first thing that pops in my head, I'm gonna say it.
Beef jerky. Freaking stay-at-home dad for the win.
Beef jerky is like the worst snack to have on a plane.
Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing opening it and
Everyone
like,
knows what you're eating.
Who ate some type of spicy food and let one rip?
It's so bad. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you guys next week.
And love you all.
Love you all. Bye.